Good day, my ladies and my gents. Welcome to Wednesday, which means it's time for another What Did You Buy Wednesday, which is hosted by our friend Joe over there at Big Sky Model Workshop. Y'all haven't checked him out, go on over and check him out. He's a pretty good guy and he's got some neat stuff going on. Um, anyway, the whole idea of the What Did You Buy Wednesday is to have what you have bought. Doesn't have to be this week, it can be a couple of months ago. Stash ads. Uh, got a killer deal online, got a killer deal at Hobby Lobby or a yard sale or something of this nature. Post it. You bought a paintbrush or a series of paintbrushes over at Hobby Lobby or your local paint, local store for hobbies or whatever. Just show us. You got ideas for saving some money by using some oddball parts. I just saw one a Facebook post this morning where a guy picked up some snaps uh, at the local, I think Walmart or something. He took the little spring out of the middle of it, and it looks like kidney bean wheels. I don't know if it'll work or not, but he posted it up on Facebook. So anyway, stuff like this. So I've got several things that are going on this week, and I'll do them in order. Number one, I've got an update on the AutoWorld saga from last week on the What Did You Buy Wednesday, where I got that Ford LTL 9000 truck and the 57 Ford Del Rio station wagon. So it's kind of going a little bit fun. I did get some stuff from STS Decals, including a tool. I might find it interesting. I have an update, or maybe basically showing off the finished product. I don't remember if I actually did an update. The the Moebius Ford F250 4x4 that's got the snowplow. I've got it built, got it finished. Uh, it came out really pretty nice. I used some Fireball Modelworks parts on it. Otherwise, it's pretty much a box build. And I've got a new project that I'm starting for the Pro Stock Effing Everything group build hosted by Josh over at VCG Resins and Chris over at Scale Speed Garage. It's on Facebook, and having a little bit of trouble figuring out just how to get a link to it, but I'll provide a little bit of information when we get to that. So, to start with, AutoWorld. Those who remember from last week, on the Independence Day weekend on Sunday, I finally broke down and ordered a couple of kits for about a little over $70 from AutoWorld on their Independence Day 10% off sale, and I got a couple of nice things. Like I said, the uh, Ford LTL 9000 big truck and uh, the 57 Del Rio. And just as they were getting ready to ship it, it glitched and they canceled the order, refunded me the money. Uh, and then the order shipped and I got it. And they never said anything more about it. They offered me to reorder it and they sent me 2 or 3 emails to reorder it. I don't want to reorder it. So finally, I got an official thing that the system glitched. It got shipped anyway. You need to pay for it. Okay, I'm expecting this. I'm hoping it didn't come, but I was expecting it. So they sent me an invoice, and I told them, I said, okay. So pollen in the air out here. So I went ahead, paid for it, went through that way. Okay. Then a little bit later, I get it's been, it's ready to ship. So I emailed them back and I said, your website just told me that this order is ready to ship. If you're going to actually ship me another set of kits after paying for the first one, it is going to be considered a gift and I will not pay for it. I heard nothing. I sent him another email last evening and I sent him a third email this morning basically saying the same thing, that your website is saying this is getting ready to ship. And you might want to get with shipping unless you want to gift me these 2 kits. I finally got an email this morning, just a little while ago, and it's a little after 11 Central Time, that said that they will not be shipped. I'm still kind of waiting to see because the website says that it's ready to ship. I'm going to wait and see because if they send it, this is a gift. I've told them 3 times that if they ship it, it's going to be considered a gift. So we'll see what happens there. So, um, let me go ahead and get the camera turned around and let me show off some of the stuff that I got from STS Decals because it really does do some pretty cool stuff. So let me get this thing turned around. Hang tight a second. Okay, well, part 2, STS Decals. I'll have a link to Terry's website in the description. But this time, well, I got several. One is I worked for a company couple of 3 companies out of Nebraska over the years. Probably half of my trucking career was companies out of Nebraska. And it's almost became a second home to me besides, living in Texas. So I got a set of Nebraska plates, a lot of them for trucks that, because I might want to build some with Nebraska tags on them because, like I said, most of my companies, let's see, 11 years, 14 years, 21 years of my 40 years of trucking was for was companies out of Nebraska. So let me see about zooming that in a little bit. And so just got these, and well, of course, we've got the various ones like this. Ordered out of Mississippi. I've got family connections going back a few generations to Mississippi, and also they have antique car plates as well as some of these others, and they've got some three of these are apportioned plates, and they are for trucks out of Mississippi. And apportioned means that it has to do with taxing, and it has to do with having a truck and a trailer. So it's a whole mess. It's easier to look it up than it is for me to try to explain it here. So then, of course, I got another set of the ones for Texas. So I've used about 3/4 of what I got, but still, I love the ones for the trucks, just the basic plate numbers for trucks and whatnot. And these are always fun. And I also got a set of Arizona plates. Um, my brother went to school at University. What is it? University of Arizona. This is the one in Tucson, or is it Arizona University? I get the 2 confused. One's in Tucson, one's in Phoenix. But he went to the one in Tucson. But it has a lot of these different types, and it has classic cars, and it has historic vehicle plates. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then I also got a set of these they're just, one thing too, they are not decals. They are printed on photo paper. You cut them out and you glue them on. And that cutting them out also gives you that little bit of thickness like you have for a real license plate. Frequently, I'll take, and depending on how much of it shows on the back, I will paint aluminum. I got, just good old Revell aluminum, and I'll paint a little bit of that around, just kind of zoom around the edges and on the back, and then glue it on to make it look like a real plate. So, but anyway, these are not decals. You get them, he has a little sticker on them. Not water slide, just cut and glue. These are decals, and they're basically headlights. We've got the 5-inch, 7-inch, various styles, and for you to use when you've got molded in headlights or tail lights, or some of the marker lights, backup lights, things like that. And of course, the other thing I went ahead and got, I'm trying to find a decent deal on it. I'm not needing anything heavy duty. This is $10 on Terry's site, STS Decals. It's not really 100%. It doesn't have 4 or 5 digits and behind the decimal point. It's for rough, but it's got your basic calipers on here. You want to, well, how wide is that? Oh, that's a 3.2 millimeter tube, 3.1, 3.2. Um, it's also got the depth gauge on the bottom, so you can tuck something in there. Like I said, $10. It's not very expensive. Comes with an extra battery. No, it's not rugged. We're not taking it out into the field to build a house with that needs zero tolerances. We just want to find out, well, okay, how wide is the body? Well, let's see. Oh, it's that wide. Okay. So, it's a handy tool to have when you're doing stuff where you need a quick and easy adjustment. You're not exactly sure how long things are. And it's a simple, I've got it set for millimeters because I tend to work in millimeters. It's easier for me. It does have inches, and it goes in decimal inches. And you can switch it over back to millimeter. Has a 0, for it. And of course, the on off. Very simple, very basic, very intuitive. I think it's worth $10. So, anyway, now, next. All right, now we have Moebius Ford F250 with the snowplow. And it really came out looking a lot sharper than I was hoping for. Let me zoom it back in a little bit. The plow itself, you get this big sprue full of parts, little parts. It's not that hard to put together. You've got extra, you've got different sizes for these if you want it straight or, tilted. You've got an extra of these little guys here. You've got extra rod up here. You've got an extra foot. You've got extra little pieces. Comes with chain. A little delicate. You don't want to go crowding it around. But that plow actually comes out looking, very well. I have a lot of stuff up here, and but of course I got the front, and I had but anyway, we got the interior. See if I can get it to catch up on the inside. There we go. Right there, you got the little switch panel for that. I did not use the decal. I actually painted. Now, do a little short photo montage of some of that for the interior to show better. This is an AMT light set. They sell on, I like Hobby Link and some of those. The toolbox is the one from Fireball Modelworks. Is that what it is? Fireball Modelworks. And then I also used the front axle, and I posed it steered to the right. Whoop, there went the hood. And that's what you got. And it actually comes out looking pretty good. You do need to trim off here and completely reposition this. This is the steering linkage in order to get it to mate up like it should. It's because it's got stuff that's built on here. I showed it to you before, but it came along. It's basically box stock. The engine comes out and everything. The decals that are in here came with the kit. Painted up stuff. But like I said, other than the front axle, the emergency lights, and the box, it's box stock. But really, it did come out looking really pretty nice. The colors were flat. And of course I'm doing brushes. So I wound up kind of doing a quick down and dirty kind of to get gloss paint on it, because if I hesitate much with that, the Tamiya X22 clear will actually affect some of the whoops. No, I'll have to put a little glue on that. It actually affects the flat Tamiya paint to the point to where it'll actually start taking it off. So if you do it real quick with the brush, you can get it. And then I had to go back and touch up a few places and put some more clear on it. But and the top was flat because I wanted to get it to match the sheen of the rest of the body. And it actually, that's two coats of, yeah, two coats of clear, a bunch of polishing in between, and a coat of wax, good old turtle wax. And I love, any of y'all remember BR549? Yeah, I saw that and I had to put that on there. The only problem I had was once I started painting the hood, it warped out badly. And I was pretty much done with it, and I realized I didn't have the chrome on it yet. And I realized how badly it was. I had the decals on it, I had the clear on it and everything. It was about ready, and I just realized it was, oh, I didn't finish touching up the little. And so I was doing using steam to try to uh, get it soft to unwarp it. I got boiling water going in a little pot, and I'm holding it over that, and I'm getting it fairly well straight. And I dropped it in the boiling water. Now this is acrylic. It boiled the paint. I had to scrape and everything down to the bare bones because I can't use a lot of the stuff that we normally use to take it off because I can't handle the smells. So I had to basically clean it all the way off and start from bare plastic again in order to get it to repaint. And luckily there was a second set. They gave you two sets of letters, one for the hood and one for the tailgate. And the one for the tailgate will work on the hood because I used, see if I can get it here, that on the back. I also used the service bumper instead of the stock bumper. So, not my best work. It was more of a fun thing than it was a serious, oh my goodness. So, but overall, looks good on the shelf. So, that's the important part. So finally, let me get to the last bit, Pro Stock Effing Everything group build. Hang tight. Okay, well, a little bit of change of plans. I decided I was going to go, putting together the video for the Pro Stock Effing Everything group build, and it came out a little over 10 minutes on top of what we already got. So I thought I'd just go ahead and put that up as a separate video and not subject y'all to the pain of listening to me for that much longer in one single sitting. So if y'all want to go over and check that out, you're more than welcome to. But I'll post both of these up and let y'all see kind of what I got going on. Yeah, it's but anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead, get out of here, get this other stuff all put together so y'all can hear my wonderful voice. Okay, stop laughing. BTEX signing out.